All right. All right, I will call the September 13th, 2023 meeting of the Fire Station Building Committee to order. We are meeting in room 124 of Town Hall. It's also accessible by Zoom. We'll take roll call attendance as one of our members is remote. Todd Lindmark.
Here.
Justin Casanova Davis.
Here.
Chris Baker.
Here.
Justin Yanosik.
Here.
Kevin Champagne here. First agenda item is public comment. I think there's anyone from the public.
No one's online.
No one is online. All right. We'll move into discussion items. First is the OPM report. Steve, you're up.
Good. Should I be connected to that?
Should be. Why don't you send it to me, Steve? You want to send it to me? I can put it on this because I know if I swing this over there, it pops up.
Okay. Have to connect to the internet first.
All sorts of technical issues here.
Usually that pops right up when I plug in.
Yeah.
I did send that to you, just.
Okay.
It's actually 2 documents, but
Ready. Don't have it just yet.
it didn't bounce back, so. I guess the other thing I could do is log on.
Sure, you have internet over there, Steve? Because I still don't have it. It's pretty long for us to get it. I don't see anything in my spam either.
It's not a small file, but
Oh, maybe that's what it is. Did you send them as 2 separate files? Like 2 separate emails? You sent to one email?
one email, yeah.
You want to mind trying to send one in one email and another in the other? Just in
Why don't I
case.
just try logging on?
Okay.
Yeah, you go, so you're not in the Zoom call, Steve?
Hop on the Zoom and just.
Yeah, and then just share your screen.
Right. Okay. Be connecting now.
Gotcha. Here we go.
Recording in progress.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So, sorry for that interruption. Just move some stuff out of the way here. So, progress since our last meeting, which was in August. As everybody knows, structural steel started on the 23rd. The crane actually demobilized on the 8th of September. The iron workers are now in the process of detailing. They're snapping off their TC bolts, they're doing their welding, they're plumbing up the building. They'll be doing that for a couple more weeks. The mason also mobilized and started CMU walls at the training stair on the 1st of September, and they're working around the building clockwise for the exterior walls, and they've also started setting up their staging for the elevator shaft. Installation of underground plumbing and electrical is complete. Backfill of the slab is up to its approximate below slab grade. They'll be fine tuning that, as there's a lot of activity going on that gravel now with the iron workers and the masons. Site drainage did continue. They're doing as much as they can. They do have the holding tank that's coming in on the 20th of September, and they'll be installing that, which is between the new building and the living quarters trailer. And installation of the water service was completed, including pressure test and chlorination. Now, I am going to have to switch to my other file to get the photo doc. Separated the files. On that. Here we go. So photo documentation for the last month. Here's an aerial view that was taken on the 13th, courtesy of Andy Bakanowski. At this time, we can see that they were doing the foundation work and the underground utilities. You can see some conduit runs here. And there's your elevator shaft. There's a training stair that the masons started working on beginning of September. And obviously the existing station. Again, I've got a few aerial photos in this presentation. I don't know if you guys have been able to log on to that Google Drive or not.
No, because I think you have to have a Norfolk email address.
Can you share it though, if it's a Google Drive with the?
Yeah, Ton was able to send us something that we could, because we don't have a Norfolk, and
Yeah.
I can log
Okay.
into it.
All right.
So
So I'll check for you guys and just make sure Tom does it.
I
for
can
the rest.
share that with you.
Yep.
But again, just another view of the from the drone. This is looking in from the the west side towards the building. Again, see conduit runs here, training stair, a lot of plumbing back here, elevator, shaft, and future training room. A little bit closer picture. And then I sort of I set this up chronologically. So on the 16th, I took some photos of the underground piping and conduit installation. This is in the rear of the building. This is where I go for a site overview periodically. Again, you've got the rear of the building here. A lot of plumbing, apparatus, app bay here, and then admin on this side. It's facing Main Street. 823 was the start of steel. These are the first few columns that were erected. Another view from the of the west side. And then going back to aerial view, Andy came out that day, took a few shots of the steel after the ironworkers had left. That's sort of a decent shot. Again, that was the first day that they were here, so the ironworkers didn't fool around.
Mm-hmm.
They moved pretty quickly through the building. Another close-up view from the drone. All on the first day. Moving on to the 30th, a lot more steel has been erected. This is a view from the west side, showing west side first, second, and partial roof. It's a view from the second floor deck facing east to the existing station. Excuse me, and then the site overview facing Main Street. Let's move on to the 6th of September. Again, a lot more steel is up. You can see where the masons have started the stair 2, which is also the training stair on the west side of the building. The inside of the stairs. Just another view of masonry wall work being done. And then 9/9, and he took some more aerial views showing steel, and steel deck has been set in place. Sort of zooms in closer and closer every day he gets there.
Gets a little more adventurous.
Yeah, exactly.
Be flying through it by the end.
Yeah, right.
Until we move
Again, this is the west side. Like I said, the masons are working on the stair, and they've set up this staging for the west wall. Oh, that's the photo documentation. I don't know if there are any questions.
The only thing I had was, when I went on the website, it looks like the latest photos we have on there are from July.
Yep.
So I don't know.
These are our August photos, so present them here, then get the
Okay.
okay from Castagna, and then
Yep.
I can send them to Amanda to upload.
Okay, great.
Yeah. This is sort of August right into the beginning of September.
Yeah. When, so they started the CMU exterior wall, the masonry exterior walls.
Yeah, right now, as of today, they're up to the second floor on that stair, and then
Yep.
they've started to come down this west wall.
Yep. And then when do you think some of the stud framing will, I guess, the larger extent of the walls go up?
Yeah, well, the electrician's working with them to put his boxes and conduits in the wall. So there's a dedicated electrician working with the masons. The light gauge is a ways away right now, but
Yep.
probably a month. And part of it will be part of the light gauge on the roofing, getting the roofing trusses down on the training room,
Okay. You said in about a month or so?
roughly.
Okay.
Yeah.
The last meeting, you might be getting to it, but we discussed with the electrical inspector about wanting to change some of the subfloor wiring to meet a certain different code, or he had offhand mentioned, oh, that might be a good idea to meet this. Was there any change to that, or did he sign off on the way it was?
We did have a meeting. We went through what was required by code, and that right now is off the table.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I think Ron and Steve, so the chief and I attended a meeting. I think, yeah, you were away. So Ron and Steve did a great job presenting like kind of how we got to where we were, and it seemed like everything was good.
And the wiring inspector, since our meeting and when we had the meeting with him, he came up with a few more items that he wanted responses to, which were all answered.
Okay.
Excuse me.
And the only reason why I was asking about the walls, Steve, is I'm putting together something, so Norfolk is going to have a newsletter, so I just wanted to type a little blurb to let people know when
Okay.
they might start seeing that, so.
Right, and the schedule look ahead is they're going to continue the steel detailing, continue masonry walls, getting ready to prepare for the first slab pour. We had a meeting today on that. And like I said, the delivery of the installation of the holding tank. The Castagna right now, through their August requisition, about 17% done. We did look at exterior colors, and maybe I'll turn it over to Ron to go through that. While it's up on the board, Ron?
Yep. So what we did was we picked two color schemes, which we thought went well with the red overhead door, and they sort of, the same flavor as what you've seen in the renderings since we started. And now we're getting into a situation where we have to actually start picking the actual color. So what we've provided is a couple of color schemes, and, we walked through them prior to the meeting just to show you what colors. And we would be approving this just for the mock-up, because we want to make sure that it's, mocked up on the site. You get to see it in the daylight. You get to see it, what it's going to look like on a building, before we go ahead and tell the contractor to buy all the paint for the building.
Yep.
So you've seen those colors, and that's really what we need to do tonight, is just be able to let the contractor know which colors we'd like to see on the mock-up. It also goes along with the granite that's been selected for the project, and the granite goes along about 18 inches at the base of the building, and that granite is also on site, so they'll have that built into the mock-up. And then lastly is the roof shingles. We sort of reviewed 3 different colors of roof shingles, and again, we'd like to tell the contractor which one to put on the mock-up and have them do that.
Yeah, so we'll do that as, I think that'll be our only action item tonight, but we'll vote on the mock-up colors, Roz, that you can get moving on that.
Okay, so we'll defer that to the action item.
Yeah, I think let's get through the OPM report, and
Yep.
then we can talk about that.
Site tour, we did have unfortunately, it was somewhat
Very
rained out,
brief.
a abbreviated look at the building. One thing I wanted to put into this, which unfortunately we didn't get to look at, was the steel beam that we're talking about having the FD sign, which we can follow up later with. But it'll be a nice, as opposed to a topping out. Said we got a beam that will be exposed,
Yep.
white it out. FD can sign it, and whoever else we decide to have, and maybe even laminate a photograph on it, and then keep that be essentially situated right above where the antique engine's going to be placed,
Okay.
right off of the app bay.
Yeah, great.
And then Fire Prevention Week is coming up, and there is an open house on the 14th of October. It will not be open to the construction area, but they'll certainly be able to see it through the fence. It's pretty obvious. Can't miss the building.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if, Mike, you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I mean, I know every year we do the fire event, the open house, and we do a scenario demonstration. We're gonna scale it down, obviously, a lot. We'll just, pull a couple of trucks out, let the kids come, still get pizza and popcorn. I think this will be an important year to do it, so people have an excuse to come to the fire station. And,
Yeah.
Obviously, they're gonna have the fence up. We'll have the back bay doors open where kids can come in, or adults can come in. And we'll just put fencing or something up there so they can stand in the back of the bay and just look at that side of the building. But like we said, there won't be anybody allowed on the premises of the new construction site.
yeah, I think it'll be cool if they can see it, because, I mean, last year we presented
Yeah.
the project to everybody,
Right.
so it'll be kind of nice to
So-
see a year later
Yeah.
it's actually being built.
So I guess that's a question to me, if during the open house, would you guys want to come and do a presentation or talk about the process?
So I'm away that weekend. I can talk to the chief if he wants to. Maybe there's some talking points he hits, but
I mean, there's no pressure, if you
Yeah.
guys wanted the opportunity, we could certainly find
yeah,
a
I mean,
small
I guess if
time.
anybody else wants to attend it, but I'm traveling for the Patriots game that weekend, so.
That's it.
Good. And then as far as schedule goes, we are getting an update from Castagna through August that they're working on, but he seemed to be in good shape at this point. As far as proposed change
So-
orders go.
Sorry, just before, so they haven't given you any indication that the schedule is slipping at all? It's still on schedule?
No, we do have a concern about the delivery date for the air handling units, but they're waiting to get that. There was a date when we had to have them approved by, which we met, that should make our delivery for when they actually need to put it in the building, not the end of the job, but they need to
Yeah.
put it inside the building. So we just haven't gotten that confirmation yet, but they're chasing the HVAC sub to get that on a weekly basis. So this is just sort of a recap of where we're at with change orders. A number of these have been approved already. PCO 3, there's a revision to the water service change order, which is a credit, which it may go up a little bit, but it's right now currently at $10,251. We got level 2 rating revision to a wall rating to 1 hour, which is PCO 5R, which came in as under review at $21,2451. PCO 6 was to install an area drain in place of an existing catch basin. We did get that price at $13,000 plus and opted to revise the scope. So there's a revised proposal request, 6R, out for pricing. PCO 7, the thermally broken doors, we approved at the last meeting. PCO 8 has been submitted for a metal deck over trusses. It's something that we're having a discussion with Castagna on because it shows the decking it's on the contract drawings, but there isn't a specific note on what it is. So we've got to work that out with them.
So
We haven't approved it yet.
So the drawings show metal deck, it just doesn't call off a gauge or a type or something?
Right. Yeah, and the metal deck is shown on the architectural, on the truss drawings, structural truss drawings. It just shows the trusses, but it's there. It's shown on the drawings. So
Yeah, you have to imagine there's some sort of decking going on for the roof.
right,
Yeah.
right. So it's. I mean, they submitted it. We'll go through and work through it. PCO 9 for our Path 1 incentives. There was some metering that was required. order to get our our Eversource incentives back. So there's a change order that came in for $14,831. That's under review with GDD. And then PCO 10 was to relocate gas waste piping, which was a coordination item, 2817, which we're recommending approval. Even if everything is approved as submitted, we're at just under $86,000, well below our contingency.
Well, that's the construction contingency. We have the owner's contingency. on
Yeah,
top of that.
I'm just,
Yeah.
on the construction side, I just start off with the construction contingency. So we're in very good shape right now.
Yep.
How does this
8% of
compare
it's
to other
good.
projects at this point?
Well,
Like, is it comparable, or are we,
well, it depends. I mean, the beginning of the project, sometimes, and Chris knows this, all of a sudden you find ledge you didn't expect, and you spend a lot of money on contingency. You know, we accounted for a lot of that as part of the base bid, and you know, we're not. So I think this is on the low side.
Yeah, you would hope that, I mean, with a new building, your biggest unknowns are
Ground.
underground.
Yeah.
Right, so,
I mean, we still have some other underground work to do. Obviously, that holding tank is a deep dig,
Yeah.
septic tank and so forth, but the location that they're in was out of the ledge area. We hope. Want to qualify that.
Ron's knocking on his head right now.
Yeah, right. Let's not jinx the whole thing here. And because, you know, I mean, the reality is 40,000 of that 86,000 is the storefront that, you know, was that. So really, when it comes to all of the other issues aside from that proprietary product, we're at 46,000,
Yeah,
you know, so, but again, it's, the contract has been really good to work with. The utility's been really good to work with. I think, you know, they've got a lot of work done. So the foundations are in. The steel is almost done. And, you know, I'm knocking on every piece of wood here in the car. Yep.
Yep. Ron, for that, the thermally broken door change order, I think you guys were going to go through and see where we could swap out interior doors. I don't know if that's been done yet, to come up with a dollar
Yeah.
value for that.
Yep, there's only one door, actually. We only had one door upstairs. And so we've already asked Costanza to kind of give us a ballpark. Like, in other words, what would the savings be if we went to a hollow metal door? And they're going to work on that. Because, in other words, you know, we don't want to upset the apple cart either, right? We don't want the contractor to kind of take advantage of that. So
Yeah.
we're going to see if it's a savings, and if it is, we'll make the change.
But it's only one.
So we're working with
it's only
them
one
to see
door.
what it is.
It's probably going to be a little limited.
Yeah,
Okay,
you know how credits go.
right. Yeah.
And then proposal requests that are pending submission. Again, I said PR5R is a revision on the catch basin. We're deleting some corner guards. We're deleting some electrical floor boxes. There's a skylight model revision. There's a revision to roof underlayment, and we're adding some training hooks to stair 2 for the FD. So. And there'll be others, but those are the ones that have been issued and are pending pricing today. So that is my presentation for tonight. Any questions?
I don't have any further questions. Chris,
No.
Justin?
No.
Justin? Okay,
All right, I'll stop sharing.
all right.
There we go.
So the other discussion item was the fire department open house, but I think we already kind of
I
went
saw
over that.
Yeah, covered that.
Okay. You guys do a really, it was you guys did a great job last year, so hopefully people do turn out for it. Hopefully you get better, or I guess you did have great weather last year, but hopefully better weather than today.
We're definitely going to scale it down this year. We're not going to do
Sure.
a demonstration. And we'll actually take a lot of our trucks off-site
Yep.
just to make more room. And what I'll probably do is ask, because I know they have the fencing now along the road, I might just ask them just to put it like maybe up on the curb to give more people. And I'll talk to the church, maybe we can get people to park over there. Then I can set cones up just to let people walk down
To
the
make a
road from
walkway.
the church to make it safe. But I'll talk to the church to make sure we can park over there, so keep people from walking across or down the road.
Yep.
Figure it out.
Okay. Any other discussion items before we move next? All right. So, only one action item tonight. I know the meeting minutes from the previous meeting are still getting finalized, so we're not approving those tonight. So the only action item tonight is to approve the exterior colors and shingles for the mock-up. So Todd, I know you weren't there to look at the colors at the walkthrough today. I don't know if you want me to hold them up so you can see,
I won't be.
or if you'll defer to us. So
I defer to Justin and his infinite wisdom.
yeah. So Todd, we are only approving it for the mock-up, so you'll be able to see it, and then we tell them if those are the colors we want. So
Yeah, that's fine.
it's
No problem.
pretty low risk.
Step one, yeah.
Right. So I will ask for a motion to approve the White Dove and Kendall charcoal colors for the mock-up, along with, what was the name of the shingle?
Was it Ron, I thought it was the vanilla milkshake was the white.
Oh,
Yeah, I think you might.
did I mix up the whites?
Oh, boy.
They look exactly the same, if we're being totally
I
honest.
brought the packet
I
with
think you have the
me.
lighter of the gray there, too.
No, this is the darker.
It
The
is- oh,
Kendall
that is the
charcoal was the
darker. All right,
darker
I'm looking
one.
at it.
Kendall charcoal is correct.
Okay.
Yep,
We had, the other white was vanilla milkshake.
vanilla milkshake.
I mean, those look I guess this white's a little darker.
Dark
The
white.
White Dove's a little darker. I don't remember
Go
now.
with the milkshake.
All right.
Yeah, I think it was the, yeah. milkshake.
Okay. So, and what was the
was pewter
shingle?
And
Pewter
then
wood?
the shingle was pewter wood, certainteed pewter wood.
I'll ask for a motion to approve for the mock-up construction, the pewter wood shingle, the Kendall charcoal, and vanilla milkshake paint colors.
So, I move. As
So
the chair
moved.
said, So moved.
I'll second.
Okay? We'll take a roll call vote. Todd Lindmark,
Aye.
Justin Yanosik,
Yes.
Justin Casanova Davis,
Aye.
Chris Baker,
Aye.
Kevin Champagne, aye. All right. You're good, Ron. It's vanilla milkshake, Kendall charcoal, and the pewter wood.
We'll let the contractor know, and as soon as the mock-up's ready, we can all go out and have another review of it.
Okay. Do you think that would be aligned with our next meeting, or we'll have to do another time? Our next meeting
me-
is the 11th of October.
Okay. Let us reach out to the contract. Why don't we pencil it in? Because, they might be able to get that done.
Okay. Just maybe
But we can,
send me an update after you talk to him.
yep, will do.
It might be nice if we have that timelines that we would be able to see as a committee at that period, but it's also, imagine, Steve, if the mock-up could, I don't know, open house period, maybe people could see.
Oh, yeah.
the mock-up, right?
Yep.
That'd be a good idea.
So that'd be nice.
If it can get done for that time, because then the open house would be 3 days later.
Yeah, the mock-up isn't close to the, it's on
Is it close to the
the,
fence?
it's on the church side of
Yeah,
the,
there we go.
Yeah.
That answers that.
yeah. Good thought, though.
They can see it from the church.
Yeah, from the parking lot, yeah.
Okay. That was our only action item. So unless anybody has anything else, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All right. Todd Lindmark,
Yes.
Justin Yanosik,
Yes.
Justin Casanova Davis,
Yes.
Chris Baker,
Yes.
Kevin Champagne, yes. All right. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Good night.
All right.